Let's go live to the Victorian Premier with an update on the emergency and power situation.
I'd like to extend my thoughts and sympathies to the many thousands of Victorians who have been impacted by this extreme weather event. There are some, particularly in the west of the state, who experienced that terrible fire experience that went through the state, who have spent the night at a relief centre in Stawell, who don't know if they've got a home to go to today. And our thoughts are with them. There are rapid assessments being undertaken as we speak, and further information can be provided as those assessments are undertaken, particularly around the community of Pomonal. Also too, very sadly, we've had one fatality confirmed, a dairy farmer in Mirboo North who was killed in the storms that went through South Gippsland last night. And our thoughts and also to our support with the family who have lost a loved one, and also the broader community. I'd also too like to acknowledge the remarkable response we have witnessed and are continuing to witness from our firefighters, our emergency responders, SES members, and everyone who has been working very hard around the clock to manage this emergency. And I'd also particularly like to acknowledge the 5 firefighters from the Ballarat CFA Brigade who were injured in Pomonal yesterday. They were out there responding to the call out, protecting the Pomonal community, and please know you have the gratitude of all of us for the selfless work that you do. As I've said, we're still less than 24 hours into the emergency response phase, and the situation is continuing to quickly evolve. There are, as we know, many homes remain without power, and crews are rapidly assessing the damage, street by street, of the damage that was caused by those events. And I'd also like to acknowledge the response from the Emergency Management Commissioner for quickly establishing the operational response to coordinating the road and energy assessments back through the State Control Centre here for that work to be undertaken. There is significant damage, as we know. There is significant damage statewide caused by those storms, and much of it is localised damage, which is why your power may be out. And I think if you can look out the window or walk out the front door and see that trees are down across roads, trees are down and impacting on power lines, that's probably why the power is out and why the teams are out there undertaking the rapid assessments to get the power reconnected. Looking forward to today, we are experiencing today that with the favourable weather conditions across the state, that the fire threat is expected to ease. The Pomonal fire has been downgraded to a watch and act, which does mean that there are no emergency warnings remaining statewide. There is one emergency relief centre remaining in operation in Stawell for those in that Pomonal community who need shelter and support. The fire danger rating today is high in the Wimmera and moderate across the rest of the state. In terms of some statistics, as at 10:30 today, Victorian SES has received up to 4,600 requests for assistance since 9 a.m. yesterday, all directly related to that storm event that went through the state. Also too, as at 10:30 this morning, there were still 220,000 customers remaining off power across the state. That's down from the peak outages yesterday of more than 530,000, and we do expect that number to continue to come down over the course of the day as those rapid assessments are undertaken, and all the work that is being undertaken right now to connect power to homes and properties. There are a number of schools and early childhood education facilities that are also closed today. They are largely located across central and western Victoria, but also too in Melbourne's southeastern suburbs, which received the brunt of yesterday's storms. Further information can be provided, particularly through the Education Department, but again, as those rapid assessments are being undertaken, we'll be able to update the advice in terms of impact on local education facilities. But I do know that schools and the Education Department are contacting families as quickly as possible, and also organising for ongoing supervision for students where it may be needed.